This is how to level any warrior regardless of your ascendancy class or your actual in-game build. I have a written version of this guide over on Mobalytics as well as a Path of Building link, so if those are more your speed, check them out in the description below. The build revolves around Rolling Slam, which primes enemies for Bone Shatter to then explode. All you have to do is use Rolling Slam once, and then after its first impact, immediately follow up with Bone Shatter. Both of these skills are necessary because Bone Shatter is your actual clearing ability, but it requires enemies to be primed for a stun, hence opening with a Rolling Slam. If you're worried about the clunkiness of a 2-button clear playstyle, don't worry. Not only does Rolling Slam come with some movement baked in, but, and more importantly, it can also be animation canceled, making everything feel like one clean motion. Don't believe me? Here's what it looks like at the very start of Act 1. Oh! A leveling build that works at the literal start of your playthrough? What kind of sorcery is this? And, that's about it for the build. Rolling Slam into Bone Shatter. Rinse and repeat. And once you get your good old friend Leap Slam, you can just jump into the pack straight up and blow him up with Bone Shatter right there. Okay, but what about single target damage, Woody? Who cares about exploding entire packs of monsters if it takes 17 minutes to kill a
Thank you. Oh, look at that. One hit.
Before I get into more details, again, I've written up everything you need to know on Mobalytics and in the Path of Building, so go check those out if you're already comfortable with what's going on. But for the rest of you, here's a quick breakdown to get your leveling experience on the warrior rolling. Take Bone Shatter as your first tier 1 skill gem. Remember that you get Rolling Slam for free in the tutorial. And for your early support gems, first take Concentrated Effect and link it to Mace Strike. This will be your single target damage until you get Perfect Strike near the end of Act 1. Second, take Overpower and link it to Rolling Slam. This is to ensure that you stun on the very first hit so that you can animation cancel it. Third, take Impact Shockwave and link it to Bone Shatter. This is how you'll pop entire packs right out the gate. And finally, take Brutality and then also link it to Bone Shatter. After this point, the next two supports that you'll want are Window of Opportunity and Fire Infusion, both in preparation for Perfect Strike, which you'll get as a quest reward for killing the Executioner in the Mana Ramparts near the end of Act 1. But before you reach that point, you'll take Infernal Cry as your first tier 3 skill gem, and you'll only use it when fighting something tanky. You just Mace Strike them until they're primed, then Infernal Cry into Bone Shatter for the most bang for your buck. However, once you have Perfect Strike, you can ignore Mace Strike entirely and simply spam Perfect Strike, remembering to also pop Infernal before if it's off of cooldown. Note that you must release Perfect Strike at the correct time in order to deal significant damage. Your weapon will begin glowing as you charge it, and once it reaches this white hot hue, that is the correct time to release. It does take some getting used to, especially with Window of Opportunity support, decreasing this correct timing window, but it's well worth learning and getting comfortable due to only needing 4 or 5 hits to straight up kill the act bosses. For the rest of your skills, they should be self-explanatory if you're following the Mobalytics or the POV, so let's go over your gear real quick. For your weapon, you're using any two-handed mace with as high physical damage as possible. The attack speed roll doesn't really matter, but absolutely can make a difference, especially in the overall feel of clearing things. But if you're choosing between one mace with higher damage and one with higher speed, definitely take the higher damage. And don't forget about plus level of melee skills. And for every other slot, thankfully, it's just life, strength, and resistances. If you're not in a league start scenario, meaning that you have some leveling uniques and or currency lying around in your stash to buy some uniques, I've included some good ones to speed things up in both, again, the Mobalytics and Path of Building. And that's really all there is to leveling a warrior. Rolling Slam, or Leap Slam once you get it, into the pack, use the Bone Shatter key once they're primed for stun, watch everything explode. It really is that simple. Just be sure you're animation canceling the first slam. Now, obviously there is a bit more nuance when it comes to Path of Exile 2's campaign, especially if you're a newer player, but you'll learn most of those things as you go. The last big thing I want to cover here is if you are fully stunning enemies on the first hit of Rolling Slam, which then renders your Bone Shatter completely useless, the solution is to simply unsocket Overpower support out of Rolling Slam. And if you're somehow still heavy stunning on the very first hit of Rolling Slam, congratulations, you just deal way too much damage. Unga bunga, baby! One final time, all of the other details that you could possibly want, such as the passive tree and all of your other skills and supports that you're using, is over on, say it with me, Mobalytics and Path of Building, so definitely check them out, links in the description below. You can check out my stream at twitch.tv/WoolyGaming. I'll be streaming this update a lot, so if you need any help whatsoever, just come by, ask some questions, and I'll help you out. Other than that, thank you for watching, I'll catch you in the next video.